guys, so for day 16 I am going to be doing a purple and green set. So to start off, I'm going to take Perfect Purple from Madam Glam, and I'm just going to draw out a smile line for my French tip on this nail. I'm going to be doing the nail bed area, this purple color, and the French tip part I'm going to do like a jelly green color. So I draw the smile line on with my 11mm liner brush, and then I do fill in the rest of the space with the brush straight from the bottle. Then I cure that for 60 seconds, and off camera I do a second layer of the purple and cure that for 60 seconds as well. Now I'm going to take Electric Green from Nail Reserve and do the same thing that I did for the previous nail. On this one, I'm just switching what's being green and what's being purple. So for this one, the nail bed area is going to be green. Now I'm going to be mixing up my jelly colors. I'm just taking some base coat and I'm going to mix the Perfect Purple into one and the Electric Green into the other to create the jelly colors. I do have other like actual jelly polishes, a purple and a green, but they weren't the right colors for this. The green looked more yellow and the purple was too dark, so that is why I am mixing up my own jelly polishes for this. When I first put the green jelly polish on that I mixed up, the green was way too light and you couldn't really see it. So I did end up mixing a little bit more of the green into that just to make it so you can see that green more. And then I just filled in that entire bottom area with it. I will say this green wasn't really jelly-like. It was kind of more milky almost. The purple, on the other hand, was that more like translucent, clear jelly color. But the green, for some reason, I guess it has a white base in that green gel polish, maybe. And that's why it made it more milky looking and not jelly. I did do 2 layers of those 2 jelly colors on the French tip areas and cured both layers for 60 seconds. Now on this nail, I am just doing a full jelly purple nail. I also only did 2 coats on that one and cured each for 60 seconds. Now I'm going in with Electric Green and drawing on some like slime drips onto this nail. I only do 1 layer of this. I felt like it was opaque enough and how I wanted it, so I did only do that 1 layer and then cured for 60 seconds. Now, for the last two nails, I'm going to be mixing up some of that purple into some polygel. I'm also going to be mixing the green into some polygel because I'm going to be doing that one super popular nail design that was trending a few years ago, where you put a thin layer of some sort of thicker type gel, like a poly gel or a builder gel or something. You probably could do it with regular gel polish, but I wasn't really sure how well that would work. I know it works really well with poly gel. And then you put the plastic wrap on top and crinkle it so that it creates like waves and stuff in that layer. Then you cure it and then put the other color on top and file it down, and you get this really cool, like, abstract looking type of design. So after I get these two different colors mixed up, I'm going to take a little bit of the purple and place that down onto this nail. I do have a base coat down since I am using polygel, and I wanted to make sure it would stick because polygel will pop off of these tips if you don't have a base coat down. It won't stick like at all. So I do have a base coat down, and now I'm going in with this purple and just putting a thin layer down on the nail. I want it to be thin enough to where it doesn't really add too much bulk to the nail, but I also need it to be thick enough to where you can see the purple color, because if it's too thin it will be kind of sheer and see-through, and I don't want that. After I get the purple on and in place, I take my plastic wrap and set that right on top of there, and then I take my cuticle pusher and just kind of smush it around to create those different like lumps and waves and stuff in the polygel. And then I stick that into my lamp and cure for 60 seconds. And then once that is cured, I pull the plastic wrap off. It should come off easily and shouldn't stick to the nail at all. After I get that pulled off, I go in with the green polygel that I mixed up and place that right on top and start spreading that out all over the nail, really making sure that it does get down into all those little crevices in the purple polygel. And again, just going in with a thin layer, not wanting to bulk up the nail too much. And I do recommend, if you are doing this on yourself or someone else, with that first layer of polygel that you put the plastic wrap on, don't go all the way up to the cuticle or to the side walls of like the sides of your fingers. That way you don't get any of the polygel onto the skin when you're smushing it. Leave a small little border there. It's not going to affect the design in any way. And then when you go in with this second layer, you can put this up in that area. That way you're making sure that area is nice and clean and you're not getting polygel all over the skin. After getting that second layer on, I put it in the lamp and cure for 60 seconds. And then once it's done curing, I do take it out and wipe it off with some alcohol, because I'm going in and going to file down the nail to reveal that design that is hidden there. So I am just taking a 180 grit file, and I'm using the 100 grit side because it is more coarse, and I wanted to get this filing done as quickly as possible. I went around the edges of the nail first because there was some overhang and it was a little lumpy and bumpy there, so I wanted to smooth that out and get the shape back. And now I'm going over the top of the nail and just filing it all down so that the green is being filed away from some of that purple, so you can see the purple that is hidden underneath of some of the green. So basically, when you're filing this, you want to file the nail down to where it's one even layer, because the purple had those high points and those low points. You're filing the high points down to reach the low points, and those low points are filled with all of the green, so it's all gonna even out and be one smooth flat surface instead of being that lumpy bumpy surface that we originally had. And filing this on this little stand where I have it stuck on with some like sticky tack was a little difficult because there's so much pressure when you're filing, and you kind of get a little aggressive with the filing. It kept wanting to pop off of the stand. The sticky tack was just not holding it very well, so you can see me constantly trying to push the nail back onto the stand to keep it in place. I struggled a lot with the second nail, and I do end up taking that one off the stand to file it because it was just ended up being easier. But this nail, I was able to completely file it while it was still on the stand. So once I do file it down, I do wipe it off with some alcohol to kind of remove that dust and see if I have everything filed down enough or if I need to file it down a little bit more. It's really hard to see with all the dust there, so just wipe it off real quick with some alcohol to kind of see where you're at. And now for this nail, I'm doing the same thing, but I am switching the way the colors are layered. So I'm going in with the green first, putting the plastic wrap on, smushing it around, curing that, and then putting the purple on top and curing that, and then filing. For this nail, I did switch over to using an 80/80 grit file instead of the 100/180 grit. I just wanted to make the filing go even faster. I hate filing, and I just felt like the 100 grit file was still taking too long, so I did switch over to using my 80/80 to make things go a lot quicker. And like I said, I was struggling a lot keeping the nail on the stand, so I did take it off to file it. But again, just going around the edges of the nail to remove any of that overhanging polygel and to reshape it, and then going over the surface to reveal the purple and green design that is there. And now I'm just applying some shiny top coat to all of the nails, and I cure that for 60 seconds. And then I do take off the jelly nails and flip them over and top coat the undersides of them to make them a little bit more clear and see-through. And this is what they look like. I think they look really cool. I do, however, wish that the jelly colors were more jelly. Like I said, that green does look a little bit more milky than jelly. And the purple isn't really jelly either, but it is more jelly than the green is. It definitely would have been better to use actual jelly gel polishes instead of mixing my own, but I didn't have jelly gel polishes in these colors, so I had to make do with what I had. And originally on those French tip nails, on the jelly part, I was going to do like that water droplet design. But then once I saw that they weren't super clear and see-through, I decided not to do it because I felt like it probably wouldn't look as good. So I just left them how they were. And those two plastic wrap nails, you can kind of see these little specks in them. I don't know what that is. I cleaned them off a bunch to get rid of any dust before top coating. It's not glitter. I don't really know what's going on with them, but either way, they still look really cool. And I love how they turned out and how different they look from each other. Overall, I just feel like this is a really cool Halloween design, and I really love how it came out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.